Mabuhay, fellow human beings. In this unit, we will try to define what art is. You will attempt to formulate your own definition of art based on the activities and discussions that we will be doing. At the end of this module, you are expected to be able to come up with your own definition of art, differentiate the principles of art with the elements of arts, define and demonstrate these principles and elements of arts. So, how do we define art? For many people, art is something tangible. It can be a painting, a sculpture, a photograph, a dance piece, or a poem, or a stage play. Art is a uniquely human activity, and it is tied directly to our culture. We will learn about this in our future engagement. As an expressive medium, art allows us to experience wide ranges of emotions between joy and sorrow, confusion or clarity. It gives voice to our ideas and feelings, connects us to the past, and reflects to the present. Especially, it helps us anticipate our future. Visual art is a rich and complex subject, and its definition is in flux as the culture around changes. This unit examines how art is defined and the different ways it functions in societies and cultures. These questions will guide us in our understanding. As we move along, we will attempt to answer these questions in the hope of enriching our understanding of what art is and what is it all about. Take note of these questions. What is art? What does art do? What does art mean? What makes art beautiful? Who is the artist? The activities and discussions in this unit will give us some clues on how to answer these engaging questions. So you have to pay attention and be mindful, because later on, you'll be giving your own answers to these questions. So, are you ready? We start off with this thinking routine called 3-2-1 bridge. This is a routine designed to activate your prior knowledge on a particular subject. In this case, our subject is, what is art? We will be doing these activities twice. One, before we start the discussion, and the second one, after we finish our activities and discussions on art. Be ready with your ballpen and paper because you'll be writing your initial personal thoughts about the topic. You can pause the video if you need time to look for paper and pencil. Hit the pause button now! Welcome back, fellow human beings. In this 3-2-1 activity, 3 means you write down your initial thoughts about the topic. What is art? Without consulting Google, write down what you know about art. You can pause the video later after I have given all the instructions. Next, 2 stands for 2 questions. Write down 2 questions you want to know about art. Remember, it has to be a question related to our topic. What is art? Lastly, 1 stands for 1 analogy. An analogy is a comparison of art to something. You can begin with the phrase, art is, if it's a direct comparison or a metaphor, or you can begin with the phrase, art is like, if it's a simile. You know, an analogy can either be a metaphor, like if our subject is about love, you can say, love is a battlefield. Or if it's a simile, you can say, love is like a flower. By the way, you have to give a short explanation for your analogy. So, 3, 2, 1 means you write down 3 thoughts and ideas about art. 2 questions you want to know about art, and 1 analogy on art. Now, you can pause the video while working on your 3, 2, 1s. Remember, no Googling, just write down what immediately comes to your mind. There are no right or wrong answers. I just need to know your initial response before we proceed with our discussions and activities. Welcome back, fellow human beings. Now that you're done with your initial 3, 2, 1, hold on to those answers because later, after the discussion, I will be asking you to do a new 3, 2, 1 to see if there are improvements. So, let's proceed with the next activity. We will be watching a YouTube video entitled Canvas ng Lipunan or Canvas of Society. This is a documentary narrated by Joey Velasco. He is a painter. He is the painter of The Last Supper, where he painted poor and starving children instead of the apostles around Jesus. In this documentary, he talks about his reflections on each child he depicted on his painting. Pay attention to the narration because this might give us some clues on how to answer the 5 engaging questions I posted earlier. After watching, we will proceed with another thinking routine activity. Enjoy the video. Welcome back, fellow human beings. Wasn't that a very touching story? What do you think about it? How do you feel? Are there new questions that come to your mind? Our next activity will help us express those thoughts about the video. This thinking routine is called See, Think, and Wonder. For this activity, you will be needing pen and paper. Divide the paper into 3 columns. On the first column, write the word see. On the second column, write the word think. On the last column, write the word wonder. Under the C column, you have to write down 3 things from the video that struck you and caught your attention. It may be a character, or a situation, or something that really caught your attention. What did you see? On the think column, tell us what you think about what you saw. What do you think about each thing that you have written in your C column? Give your personal thoughts about them. How do you feel about it? On the wonder column, write down questions related to what you saw and what you think. What is it that makes you wonder about the things that you saw? You can watch the video again if you need to. Then hit the pause button again to give you time to write down your thoughts. Again, you don't have to worry because there are no exact right or wrong answers. All the ideas and thoughts will be helpful for us to be able to define and understand what art is. You can now work on your See, Think, Wonder activity. After that, turn in your See, Think, Wonder responses in our Edmodo assignment page. This is the end of the video for Module 1A. You can proceed to Module 1B when you're done. Thank you very much.